camera's the wrong way. How do I switch it? Oh, there it goes. Okay. I got this funky curtain in the background. I gotta fix that. What up, y'all? It's your man, Abuamerican. Come get you some. It's on. We warring today. I'm warring with Twitter and YouTube today. But let me launch this link. Make sure this is muted. It is muted. There's my back. Look at that back. It's huge. Look at that back. It's huge. It's huge as on him. Look at it. Look at it. Let me post this link somewhere else. Hey, give me like a 1 or a check or something if you hear me. I'm using this microphone here. I'm not really sure if it's working well. Sometimes it works with this phone, sometimes it doesn't. Let me know if you can hear me while I drop this link.
Yes, okay.
All right. Let me get this group chat here. All right. Nice. Brothers can hear me. Why is my screen all funky? Like, oh, I see it's too big. Hold on. Which one on? I need this one. There we go. Now I can see the chat. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Khalil. Barakallahu feek for showing up, bruv. We're going to let some cats. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Abu, respect. I like that name. Respect, man. Cats lack it nowadays. Jazakallah khair for showing up. We're going to make this happen. I'm ready to war with MT, Muslim Twitter. They wanted some, so we're going to make it live. They never show up, though. We know this. Never shows up. So this is probably just going to be like a one-to-one back-and-forth session with my team, with Team Abuamerican, with my homies, my brothers. We're going to talk about some stuff. I'll do some updates on my visit to London. I'm going to meet up with some dudes when I'm in London. We're going to talk about it all. We can get it all out there. I don't like this cable. I got to figure something out. But what I did was, I had me this nice little hookup. See? And I put these LEDs. Oh, it's not plugged in. I put some LEDs up in there. I got to figure something out for that cable. So we're going to wait a minute for a few cats to show up in here. And then we're going to get into it. It's hot. Hey, can you give me a glass?
Glass?
Yeah, please.
With water or not?
Thank you. Just get my girl to give me some to drink here. Inshallah. Khalil talking facts, man. Khalil, you talking facts. Undesirable females and dudes who are listless betas. They're always the ones that hate on people trying to do something or people who are doing something. Absolutely. People always hate on what they can't have. Dudes that can't have multiple women hating on dudes that can. Because of course, why wouldn't he? I mean, to a degree, I kind of understand them. They kind of angry. You know, they're like, oh, that dude over there got two. I can't even get a bent to look at me. You know, cats who come from a culturally Islamic family, he can't even talk to his aunt to hook him up. Because his aunt's like, that dude, he ain't an 8. nothing dude. He ain't about nothing. And his aunt ain't trying to hook him up. So you can imagine, man, they really mad and burnt up with you. But instead of trying to be better dudes, they think they're gonna come along and try and tear you down, like that's gonna slow you down. But it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. It's hot out here today, guys, so excuse me while I drink this unsweetened tea. And it doesn't work like that. You know, we're gonna talk about that too. We're gonna talk about dudes coming at you, and man, the topic is war, Brandon. Brandon, we just talking about war. Muslim Twitter came for me, so I'm just like, this is the chance for dudes to come in here, air it out, come at me, drop their points real time, or you could just ask me general questions. You got questions, whatever else, ask me. Go ahead. I'm gonna drop some links in the comments here and there. Guys can come at me. Guys can go to war with me. Whatever. We gonna settle it right here, right now. I'm ready to fight. It's the Abuamerican special. If you haven't been paying attention to my Twitter, I got smoke for everybody, and I'm a pro at it. Where am I from? I'm an American, man. Hence the name Abuamerican. Abu means father of. An American. All my children are Americans. Some of them serve active duty military. I was born in California. I'm a Texas resident, but I haven't been to the U.S. in 30 consecutive years. The end of this year, the end of 2019 for 2021, I will have been outside of the U.S., not even transferred through an airport in 31 years exactly. Still got that American accent. That's how stubborn we are. So yeah. Why, Brandon? Why what? Why? I don't understand the question. Why what? Why haven't I been back to the U.S.? I'm a TCK, man. Third culture kid. My mother's British. My mother is British. My dad's American. I'm a TCK, third culture kid. I'm an American who identifies with a European type of culture / mentality. Not entirely, really. I don't even fit in with Europeans. I'm just kind of like the odd man out. I don't really vibe with anybody. I just roll with real dudes. Yeah, man, them sisters out there, they just, yeah, that's what they want. They want that, I don't even know what to call it. They want that 31 flavors. They want that Baskin Robbins Islam, which doesn't exist. 31 flavors. Oh, I want the pistachio and I want this. No, don't give me the chocolate. They just want to pick and choose what they want to follow. They want to pick and choose aspects of the religion and then leave the rest. What's it like growing up in Europe? It's pretty boring, dude. Europe is boring. It's boring, man. That's all there is to it. I never found it really interesting, man. That's probably why I turned into a little brainiac, because it's like, it's boring. I didn't fit in anywhere. You know, I'm a black guy in a predominantly white European environment. So it's like you had to really figure out what to do on your own. And then hanging around with like the immigrant natives, you know, that wasn't really that fun either. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm really not. But and I'm not trying to be racist, but it's just the immigrants that I came across, man, there was like some low IQ dudes. So it was very difficult for me to vibe with them also. So I just kind of ended up doing my own thing. Brandon says, what's your motive to get across to the people who listen to you? Man, you know what, Brandon? You had to listen to my videos for a long time, man, Brandon. I mean, I've been talking about this for years. I mean, years, literally, Brandon. It's almost annoying. One of my pet peeves, and I always tell this to my women folk when they first come in the door, is I hate to repeat myself. I really do. One of my biggest pet peeves about doing one-to-ones with brothers is that I hate repeating myself. But I'm going to repeat myself for you, Brandon, since apparently you're new here. Look, Brandon. Oh, God, no, I don't want to tell this story, Brandon. Damn, you killing me, dude. I got to tell the whole story again, man. I got like 800 videos on this, man. I literally got 700 videos talking about all this, Brandon. I'm sorry, bro. You're going to have to do your homework, man, and just come through the videos and watch them all, man. I just ain't got the heart for it, bro. Thanks, Brandon, that I don't have to. Because I literally have hundreds of videos where it's like, I talk about this, you know, my motivation, what I'm trying to do. But Brandon, what I want is I want dudes to enjoy the life I enjoy, which is comfortable life with multiple women. It's not going to be perfect, of course. Women are women and they're goofy, but I do want dudes to live with multiple women and enjoy it, like I do. It's a beautiful life, man. It really is. And I can't marry them all. There was this dude back in the days we used to listen to him. I don't know what his status is right now. He's an Islamic speaker. His name is Dawud Adib. And he came to our community in Germany. He was like, yo, y'all got to go out here and marry these women. He's known for marrying multiple women. He's like, because I can't marry them all. And now I'm in that position too. I can't marry all these women, man. I can't marry all these sisters. I love to, but just can't happen. So I got to spread the love amongst my homies. My homies, I got to see them smiling, see them happy. Ain't nothing gonna do that. And we know we're men. Brandon, we know. Men. Two things make us happy. New money and a new woman. Because new money leads to everything. You get a new car, new house, new apartment, whatever else. We guys, we love that. And then new woman. That stuff always makes you happy, man. And ain't nothing wrong with that. We shouldn't be ashamed of that. And that's part of my channel also, is putting across that idea that you shouldn't be ashamed of your masculine frame, your masculinity in general. Why are dudes acting like they're ashamed that they like women? That they like multiple women? And I come from the Islamic perspective. So it's like, we got Muslim dudes who have the prophetic example of Muhammad, peace be upon him, who had like 9 wives at once and 11 in his lifetime. And dudes are still ashamed to say that they want multiple wives. And then, and it's always the same with these dudes. These dudes always in the cut be like, yo, man, what's up with them sisters, man? But then in public, they say what they think women want to hear. And, I'm just like, dudes, y'all got to come real, because you're making your own life difficult. What they don't understand is they think they're going to get like favor with women by saying they want to be monogamous. And that's really a female thing. Monogamy is a female thing. That's what women want. Men, there's something wrong with your testosterone levels if you say you only want one woman. Or you grew up in such a beta-framed household that your example, your father, he never gave you the idea that it would be something worth pursuing, because he caught such hell from your mama that you're like, man, screw that. I don't want to deal with multiple women. That's the only reasons why you wouldn't, as a man, why you shouldn't want multiple women. Because you had a bad example in your household, or you got some bad testosterone levels, and you're already struggling to deal with one woman with your low T. So it's like, you don't want two. But the standard man, the man that is healthy physically and psychologically, wants multiple women. And dudes need to stop being ashamed of that. Why are dudes ashamed of that? For what? Women aren't ashamed to say they want monogamy. So this is part of the channel also. But guys, coming back to why it works against you. Now you go out, oh yeah, monogamy, thinking all the women are going to like you for it. But then later on, when your true intentions are there and you want multiple women, well, your entire story was monogamy from the start. Now you with this girl you like 2 years later, and you'd be amazed at how many times I get this on one-to-ones. I got this monogamy situation going on. I want to change the polygynous one. Yeah, well, you sold polygyny from day one. When all them dudes were in your circle talking about monogamy, you didn't shut them down. And now when you got married, girl, what you expect anything other than monogamy? You done set yourself up for failure. And so I'm like, guys, stop setting yourself up for failure in these things. That's the first step. But we're going to talk about that on my email list. I'm going to drop the link in here a few times, and we're going to go into detail on that stuff. Let me get back to the comments. Let me see. Pre-selection is superior to game. Absolutely. Man, what the heck kind of name is that? DLQPLB. DLQPLP. Interesting name. Yeah, pre-selection is superior to game. Absolutely. But even then, you could talk a woman out of being attracted to you. Because women are psychological. Men are physiological. That's how our attractions work. Of course, being physically fit helps. But women are more psychological than they are physiological. Men are more physiological than they are psychological. We don't care if a woman's funny or not. Does she look good? What's it matter if she's funny and she's fat? Okay, you're going to laugh, but you don't want anything to do with her as a partner. What does it help if she don't brush her teeth and she's missing all her teeth and she's ugly and she needs to shave? Well, you shouldn't mess with a woman who needs to shave anyway. But she hairy and like bad genetics and whatnot, but she's like a super brainiac with a master's degree. Oh my God, that don't turn you on. So men are physiological. Everything that we look at is what we like. And women, they're more psychological because they need a man who's competent and confident. So our needs are different. So yeah, pre-selection, that's it, man. Uh, Brandon said, I saw a video of you a month ago and I subscribed to you. Cool. Good stuff, man. I'm glad you liked it to the point that it made you want to subscribe. I haven't put out a lot of material like I used to in the past. I've been like really busy working on some other stuff. But I need to get back to it. How do you become the man you are today? Man, you know what? I don't know if there's shortcuts to the game. I mean, I've been thinking about this a lot, you know. Can you shortcut the game? And you can actually, because in some areas and departments, I've met like guys that are younger than me that are doing better than me. So it's like there are ways to sort of shortcut the game, but we have this issue where as Muslims, and who is this? Royal One. Royal One, I don't know if you're Muslim or not. But with Muslims, man, there's a lot of issues in terms of shortcutting the game with experience in women. You know, because generally that's what everybody wants to know about. How to deal with women, how to get multiple women. And unlike most of the guys I'm dealing with, I wasn't born upon Islam. So I had a lot of experience with women prior to Islam. So now we're talking about like, you know, getting to a position of experience, which gives you confidence because you are now competent because of the experience. And then that helps you with women. How do you get a guy there who Islamically, because of his ethics, morals, virtues, and values, can't just go around and hit it and quit it and smash everything in sight? And really, it's almost a necessity in order to get experience with women. Well, how do you do this? Islamically, you get multiple wives, you know, and you do it unabashedly, unafraid, and with the understanding that you're going into something for the first time. You're going to make mistakes because there is a gap. There's a learning curve and there's a gap between theoretics and actual practice. And so that's where I come in. We got the theoretics from our hadith, from the Quran and whatnot. I got the practical experience. Now dudes can come to me. I'm going to bridge that gap for you. So that's how you get where you do. Experience. And being in circles with dudes who are experienced. We got entire crews of Muslims. We got entire generations of Muslims taking advice on marriage and multiple marriage and plural marriage from guys who ain't never been married to multiple women. Imagine that. A dude who has zero experience being married to multiple women talking about, well, women are this and women are that. Dude got married because his aunt hooked him up with his cousin. And he's going to tell you about marriage? I mean, you just need to walk down the street in cities like Birmingham and London and look at the couples and look at the looks on their face. Some of them, man, ain't happy. Look at them older generation cats. They walking around just miserable. Looking angry. Ain't happy. Go online, look at these sisters and how they're talking. Man, we had, oh my gosh. We had this one tweet, man. The sister said, you know, did your mom settle for your daddy? Astaghfirullah. I owe the billah. How's she talking about her daddy, man? They even know what's up. Even the daughters knows what's up. So we got guys like that teaching the young generation about women. And you just scored because tribe. Dude didn't do anything special. He ain't anything special. The woman didn't look at him and was like, good God, that dude is amazing. He's physical. He's physically fit. The guy's competent. He's making money. He's this, he's that. It's just like, this is what I get. And now we're in a new environment and a new time where Muslims, they've got more freedom to select their partner than ever before. And most Muslims do. Some of you got them cultures, they just ain't gonna come up off of it. So how do you get where you are, man? Experience, man. And that's difficult as a Muslim. But I'm gonna bridge that gap for you. Or you can't get that many women. I don't understand that. Brandon, I don't understand what you mean. What do you mean by, or you can't get that many women? I don't know what you mean by that, bro. Khalil G says, non-Muslims have wives, girlfriends, and side chicks, and are all proud, but the Muslims are ashamed of multiple wives. Bro, check this out, man. Ling Ling, she's looking for a wife for me. And she's in some polygyny groups that are for sisters. And they're mixed. So not everybody in there is Muslim. And the most angry, bitter, opposing to polygyny sisters are the Muslim ones. And then the people who are most pro are these black Israelites, the Hebrewites, or whatever they call themselves, the black Hebrews, the Israelites. They're the most pro. It's crazy. It's crazy. They Things have been flipped on its head. Everybody's ashamed of the halal as Muslims, and everybody who's doing the haram is happy. Mad times, man. But you know what? There's a hadith from the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and we know it because everybody knows it. Tuba lil ghuraba, paradise is for the strangers. So for the non-Muslims here, there's a hadith by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He basically said, I'm paraphrasing it, and he said that Islam, it started as something strange. Meaning when it showed up, and it was true. When you read the Sirah, when you read the history of Islam, Islam came and everybody's like, yo, what is this you talking about, man? This is not the way of our people. It started as something strange. And then it became common, and he says, and then it will return back to being something strange. So Islam becomes widespread, and now Islam is coming back to being strange. So now, when polygyny was normal and it was part of Islam, and the Muslims were like, hey, yo, this is just something we do. Now it's strange, and people are like, what are you doing? You're practicing polygyny? Islam is becoming strange to the Muslims. So it started as something strange, and it'll return back to being strange. And the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, and paradise is for the strangers. If you practicing polygyny as a Muslim man in 2019, you are a stranger, But don't let that scare you, man. How to import non-EU women. T.I., man. There's enough sisters out here that you probably don't need to. Let's just say it like that. Unless you're really looking for like a specific type of woman that you can't find out here. If that's the case, man, I'd say go there as opposed to coming here. We've seen it more times than once that usually when sisters, or women in general, we just talking women in general, because sisters are also women and they're subject to the same biological forces as non-Muslim women. And what the hell is that? And when they come over from their country, they start adapting the same bad attitude that you find over here. So it's probably best to just leave them over there, where they're in an environment where family has checks and balances and control over them instead of trying to bring them out here. And then you're probably going to do better also. Learn an online skill, learn some sort of skill to make money online or be location independent, and go over there and live, man. You see? Visa and passport without government marriage. I suppose you can get her a student visa, maybe. Or if you're feeling brave, if you're feeling bold, you can get her pregnant, I guess, and then you can get a family reunification visa. If that's what you want to do. But I think it's easier to just deal with them in their own country. Just keep them over there, move over there, bring them out here, man. I don't know if it's a good idea, man. The West is turning into a massively corrupted place. We're looking at look at that. What's that kid's name? Desmond is amazing. Now they got entire drag kid groups and whatever else. You really want to raise your kid in that environment where they're teaching them in the schools, that homosexuality is okay, being a drag kid is awesome and all that stuff. Because if you bring a woman over, you're going to end up starting a family eventually, you know what I mean? Unless you're going to be sport banging, where you're just having sex to have sex, not even animals do that. So it's you know what I mean? So what are you going to do out here with a family, man? It's just a bad idea, It's a bad idea, bro. In my humble opinion. That's my humble opinion. I was talking about polygamy and men that don't want that. This is Brandon. Yeah, men who say they don't want polygyny are men who can't do it. I don't believe a single man who says he doesn't want polygyny. They're all liars, man. They're all liars, bar none. It's just either that or they're eunuchs. They had an accident, on a bicycle or something when they were 6, and their eggs got crushed, and just everything just sort of fell off after that. Now they just mad because they don't have a clue what you're talking about, and they can't. T.I. says, no way my children are going to school, homeschool all the way. You must be in the United States. In Europe, it's very difficult to homeschool in Europe. In Germany in specific, it's against the law. So, out here in Germany, that's very difficult. It's impossible. They'll literally come with the police to your door and take your kids to school. And if you keep on resisting, they'll actually like remove guardianship, parental guardianship from you, so that your kids go to school. They are all about indoctrination of the next generation, man. Tunisia is a Muslim-dominated country, and polygyny is illegal. Shameful to think if the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was here, he'd be persecuted by his own people. It's madness, ain't it? I mean, the cats are too little water bomb, man. Paradise is for the stranger. Islam is returning back to being strange. Why would they like even ban it anyway? That don't even make sense, man. Doesn't even make sense. I mean, and then you look at places like North Africa in general. Look at North Africa in general, in specific, as a region. There's so many dang women out there and so few dudes. They need polygyny more than anybody else. Why do you think so many brothers go to Morocco? Why do you think so many brothers go to Algeria and Tunisia? Because there's so many freaking sisters out there that are looking to get married, and there's no dudes out there because they all ran off to Europe or wherever else. Instead of trying to build up their country, they want to run off to Europe and work at McDonald's at minimum wage. It's madness, dude. It's madness. I don't know what you guys talking about with lying. T.I. says, looks like I have to move. Muslim governments are kafir. Look at the laws, totally against the Quran. Yeah, I mean, that's a whole different conversation. That's an issue of manhaj. I'm not, if you read in the book of rulership in Sahih Muslim, it's not really permitted to speak out against the Muslim governments, even if they're like, they off their rocker. It's probably best not to. Because here's the problem, man. It's a type of kharijiyah. If you're not a Muslim, man, this is like Islam talk. I can't translate this for you. And this kharijiyah has led to what? It's led to the Arab Spring, which has led to like widespread unrest across the entire Muslim world. Now there's like just a few Muslim countries that are safe. And all the people had to do was just, stay in their homes, practice their religion, and, it is what it is. Abdullah ibn Masud, he talked about this when I think it was Hajjaj ibn Yusuf came up, and he was like, a lot. Was it Hajjaj? Yeah, I think it was Hajjaj. And he was like, you getting the ruler that you people deserve. If the people were upon their religion and good upon it, then they'd have a good ruler. Because the two don't mix. You don't have good people and a bad ruler. You got bad people, you got a bad ruler. You got good people, you get a good ruler. Because that's just the way things come in the society in general. Everything comes together like that. So, if the people are like that, if the government's making rules like that, then you got to look at the people. They're doing what they know the people want. You know what I mean? So it's not really the government. The government, they're just doing whatever they want to do to stay in power easily. And if the people say, polygyny, blah, 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 then what do you think they're going to do? They want to be the good guys in the eyes of the people. But if they're the good guys in the eyes of the people and the people are bad, well, then their concept of what a good guy is bad. And so it has more to do with the entire manhaj and the aqidah of the country of the people as opposed to the government. But, like I said, in Sahih Muslim, it talks about this, man. It's not really something we're supposed to be doing. So I can't really get into, like, throwing, governments under the bus and whatnot. I'm just, I back away from that one. Jazakallah khair, man. Homeschooling or hijra, man, both. You can do both. There's no mutual exclusivity in it. You know what I mean? But it seems like a lot of these countries, man, it's like a lot of these third world countries, they churn out like a lot of doctors, lawyers, engineers, and whatnot. So apparently they're doing something right in the schooling system. When you look at like Sudan, Egypt, and all these places, they turn out tons of like doctors and engineers. Okay, I'm not saying go to Sudan or Egypt, but I'm just giving you an idea. These are like poor countries, but they turn out like a high number of engineers and doctors and whatnot. And so I think if you decide to make hijra, that your kid can probably do half decent in the schools there. And if you want to homeschool and you think you can do a better job, then do it, man. T.I. said people don't choose the rulers. The government system 1,000 years ago, you didn't have governments as we know it today. Yeah, I can't get into that government talk, man. I'm not really into siyasa, man. I'm not really into politics and all that stuff, man. It's not really my thing. I don't... Yeah, man. I'm going to stick to the hadith on this one. I'm going to stay away from them topics, man. I'm here to do war with Muslim Twitter. They wanted to fight, and now they ain't showed up. I done posted the link. I'm like, come get you some. And what do? They cowards, man. They scared. Why you scared? Someone call Muslim Twitter up in here, man. I'm ready to fight. Let me check. What's going on here? Man, these people. See, now Twitter's over here going crazy. I wish I could like screen share this Twitter. These cats, man, are goofy. This is what I'm talking about. Hold on, I'm gonna link this person my live, and they need to come up in here and fight. What the heck is going on here, man? Cats be making stuff. This is another thing, man. Cats are on like literal Twitter, just making up entire narratives and stories that don't exist. This dude, he talking about, is this your status, your relationship status? He puts up like a relationship status and link from a white dude. Talking about I'm being sketchy. Well, who is white dude? I don't even know who this white dude is, man. This is what I'm talking about, man. Twitter is like low IQ, man. There's a whole gang of low IQ cats up on here, and that's why they don't come up on the lives and get in the chat and try and battle it out, because they skirt. Because then you can't make up like entire narratives on the fly. Where is this cat? Let me drop this thing to this goofball. Where is it? Get this. Okay, here's what they're saying about me now. This man is dangerous and needs his account suspended. So what are you doing? Marrying for a woman and a time and divorcing them so you can tick your list of how many ethnicities you've been with? That's funny. Let me drop them a link so they can come in here. Whoops. Hey, and let me tell you something, guys. And see, now this is a classic example of what I was talking about earlier, where they try and use shaming tactics. Let me ask you something. If you're a Muslim man and you get 4 wives and you take care of them properly, what's wrong with getting different ethnicities? What if you want that? What if you want a black sister? What if you want a white sister? What if you want an Asian sister and you want a Hispanic sister? Let me ask you something. Why should you be ashamed of that? If that's what you want and you can take care of it and you can handle your business, why would you be ashamed? Can someone answer that question for me? What's so bad about that? Yeah, I want to tick the boxes. I want my 31 flavors of Baskin Robbins. Absolutely. Now what? What you gonna say? I don't want to come home to a house full of white girls. It's just not something I want. I don't want to come home to a house full of black women. It's not something I want. I want to come home and see something different. What? Abuamerican said it. Bring it. DLQP LB says, in life, you want something. If you want something, you're gonna end up having to compete. Polygyny could act as an incentive to better themselves. No low tier can have multiple spouses, he means. And he's absolutely correct. And this is why I've spent so much time on my YouTube channel talking about improve yourself. And look, improving yourself isn't really about just getting the women. The women are like an addition to it. They're a bonus to it. You see, everything you do is for you. You become better so that you can earn better, so that you can live better. All of that is for you. And the woman that comes with that, because when you start building yourself up and you become a higher value man, the women come that you want, of the quality that you want, and that's for you too. So do it for you, because the end results are always better for you. They're always better for you. Give me a second. So I dropped the link. You guys ain't got to email me anymore. You can just go straight there, sign up to the email list, and when the emails go out, you're on. Royal One says, what's it like standing out as a black man in Europe? Do they treat you different or normal? I get treated pretty normal. One time I had a really bad experience. But in my face, they never said anything. You know, I'm a big dude, and I can be quite confrontational. I am quite confrontational. I don't mind because I fight, and I know I can fight. And they used to always try and do stuff behind my back. Um, but generally, yeah, you stand out. You know, you do stand out. You go somewhere, and you're like 6'3". You standing a head foot taller of everybody. You black, you know. But that's why I make sure to make I'm the best in everything I do, or at least close to the best in any environment I go into. You know, my German isn't perfect, but I speak German very well. I try and speak high German. I don't speak slang. You know, when I go into the job, I bust my butt. I do double, the effort at the beginning, and then I learn and I chill. I like do twice the work as the average worker because everybody has you stand out. It's just a simple fact. As a black guy in a white country, you stand out, and so there's this expectation that you're gonna perform differently. So I perform above average, and then I spend the rest of my free time learning. So not only do I do the job well, now I become an expert in it, mastery and everything, man. That's just how. So it's been good for me, because that's how I turned out. Like I said, to be a brainiac nerd, because I didn't really fit in. So yeah, yeah, it's not bad, man. But I have no expectations of people in general, man. So it's like whether they welcome me or not, whether they love me or not, I don't care. I don't want anything from them, So, and I don't offer them anything. So in that regard, it's a type of solitude. I go to work, I go to gym, I come home. I go to work, I go fight, I go home. I don't really mess around. I go travel. Like yesterday, I was traveling. I'll do my stuff, but it's like usually solo, man. I don't mess with anybody. I don't got no homies out here. All my homies are in different countries. When I was in London, that wasn't the case, but yeah, London is different dynamic. It's not like mainland Europe. Mainland Europe is very ethnically homogenous. Not very. It's changed with the Syrian refugees, but them dudes, they're the same tribal Arabs here that they were in Syria. So they're worse than the Germans. Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna show up. See, look, I do these lives. I tell these guys I'm gonna go live. Then I go live and they don't show up. Cowards, all of them. And understand that when you start doing what you want to do and you live the way you want to live within the bounds of Islam to those Muslims, you're gonna find that it's always the cowards that are the most vocal. Sisters, okay, come at you. Sisters will have their faces up and their pictures up and they're gonna come at you no matter what. But sisters automatically, it's a type of cowardice too, because they have this expectation that everybody's gonna back them up just because they're sisters. If they didn't believe that there was gonna be some wild white knight to pop out of the bushes like some random Pokemon, they wouldn't come at you. Brothers that always come at you, they ain't never got their faces up. There always some dude that's hiding his face where he's got some face up with some politician or some random Sufi sheikh or something. These are the dudes that always come at you. They're cowards. They're cowards. And that's why they come at you, because you're living an authentic and congruent life. And that's what we're going to teach you guys. Authentic, congruent lives. Do what you want to do. But understand this. You got to be ready for these cats. Because when you start doing what you want to do, the moment you pop up, yeah, I got two eyes, cats are going to hate you. You know why? Because he's too scared to do it himself. And his dad was too much of a coward to do it himself. And he's too afraid to face his dad and say, I want to do it. He's too afraid to face anybody except you with a fake avatar and a fake name on Twitter talking about, oh, you're a predator or whatever else, and you're this and you're that. Knowing dang well that he wants it. And that's why he's coming at you. Because he's too scared to do anything else. He can't confront his wife, so he tries to confront you. He can't confront them sisters out there. This is a part of our religion. This is something that's okay, so he's going to come at you. Thinking that's going to get sisters to like him. And even if it did work to get sisters to like him, it's not going to get him what he wants. Because he's just going to end up in monogamy. He's not going to end up in polygyny because he sold the entire polygyny pill to these sisters. You can't deal with these freaking cowards online, man. Absolute cowards. That's all they are. I said it all the time. That's why all these guys that come at me, in specific the men, they are ugly and broke. And that's why they're hiding themselves. What was like meeting the Tape Bros? Man, the Tape Bros are actually kind of cool, man. They're some nice guys, man. They are some nice dudes. They just straight up dudes too. That's the thing. It's like, and that's what you see online. That's what everybody sees online, and that's why nobody likes them. Because they're straight up dudes. You come with some BS, they're gonna call you on some BS. You come straight, they're gonna be straight. But what happens is it's the same thing that I'm dealing with in terms of polygyny. Dudes got these crooked agendas and then they come at them. So guys are mad because the Tate brothers are making money. And then they're in competition for what? Money. When you come out saying you're polygynist, you're in competition with other Muslim men for what? Women. So they mad at you. They're trying to shoot you down and make you look bad. And here's the thing. That's a female tactic. And that's why it doesn't work. Because females, they work off social proofing. Females want to disqualify other women. She's a whore. Look at her. She's dressed like a slut. Or her makeup, blah, blah, blah. And then when they come over to them, like, oh, you look beautiful, girl. Oh, you look amazing. And they lie through their teeth to them, knowing damn well that girl looked like a hot bag of trash in a Saudi summer. And then they send them back out there to be mocked and made a fool out of because they like to eliminate competition. And then guys try and use this exact same competition methodology as women. And it's a turn off to women in general, be they Muslim or not, be their goal women or not. Because that's not how we work as men. How do we work? Women work off social proofing. Men work off social hierarchies. I got to be better than him. I got to outperform him. If I want to be the champion, I got to knock that dude out. I can't go in the ring, oh, look at his gloves. They so whack. His shorts don't match his shoes. You going to go into a boxing ring like that as a man? Really? You going to go into the banking industry? Oh, look at his tie and his business card. No, you got to be the top banker. We men, we don't have that luxury of going around just, oh, he's terrible. Nah, man, outcomes. That's what counts as outcomes. And that's what we've been trying to tell dudes for a minute. Build yourself up and make yourself better. Dudes can talk all they want. You roll by in that Bentley, all them angry sisters on your Twitter, you know what's going to happen? They're going to shut up and be like, yo, hold up, that dude's rolling a Bentley. While Mr. Angry, anonymous Twitter dude, his brother is a predator. Yeah, that predator just picked up that sister who was hollering at him negative last week, on his Twitter because he rolled by in a Bentley. Nah, be the top dog. There's that saying that the non-Muslim red pill scene says, women don't care about the race, they just want to stand at the finish line and bang the winners. You think that's different with Muslim women? Why do you think they keep asking brothers for these big old $80,000, $100,000 mahars? And that's like a bridal dowry to the non-Muslims who are here. You know why they do that? Because they want the winner. They want the guy who's out there getting it. So you really think these like dudes coming at you on Twitter, you really think they'll make a difference? Yo, it don't make a difference. Them dudes. Oh, but anyway, meeting Tate brothers. Sorry, coming back to topic. I wandered there. The Tate brothers are some cool dudes, man. They're actually some cool dudes. And they don't have this whole hate of Islam and Muslims that people think they do. We talked about that in depth. They ain't selling underage girls. They are into the cam business, and that's something, of course, ethically, as a Muslim, we can't get behind. But I talked to them about, like, business and whatnot, and he's completely like, yeah, you know what, I know some Muslims. I got some really tight Muslim friends. He hasn't told me that it's okay to tell a story about his relationship with some Muslims, so I'm not going to get into it. But he knows some Muslims really well. And he was like, all right, look, we're going to get you a halal hustle. We're going to get you a halal business. We're going to help you out and whatnot. And the guy, man, he's totally sincere about it. So I don't know why people hate him so bad, But he's not a bad dude. If you come at someone cross-eyed and you come at somebody sideways, what do you think is going to happen? And I'm just talking about like what I see from online hate from them because they're like controversial figures. But man, they good dudes, man. I just never came at him sideways. I mean, I joke with him every once in a while. I'm like, Tate, I'm gonna fight you or whatever else. I said that like a few times on Twitter, but I'm 46, man. I ain't fighting no 4-time world champion. I'll fight him actually, but it'd be a learning experience for me. But I ain't serious, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never come at them dudes sideways, and so reciprocation. You come at someone cool, they're gonna be cool with you. You come at someone that's a dickhead, they're gonna be a dickhead. Unless they're a racist and they just don't like you because when they look at you, they don't like you. So the Tate brothers don't fit on that. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes are straight, man. The Tate brothers are some good dudes, man. I really would like to see them accept Islam. Do I think it'll happen? Probably not. But I think they would be like, they'd be on some next level Islam because them dudes are smart also, man. That's another thing. Both of them dudes are very intelligent. The Tate brothers are very intelligent dudes. It wasn't like sitting down and talking to a bunch of knuckleheads with low IQ. These guys were very intelligent, very well spoken, a lot of life experience, which came, of course, they could shortcut it because they got money. And so they could make experiences where the other person generally has to stay within a particular region and neighborhood in their life because they don't have the money to actually go out and make experiences in life. These guys have shortcut experience in life. Very worldly knowledge dudes, very intelligent. So I find them to be likable guys. You know, there are ethics, virtues, values, and morals that are different between us because they're not Muslim and I am Muslim. But generally, I find them to be like, quite affable individuals, man. You know, so I don't know why guys coming at him cross-eyed. I didn't like approach him, and then he was just like, dude, whatever, you low intelligence, blah blah blah, are you low level, this that that. They ain't never come at me like in no kind of goofy way, man. They've been nothing but helpful and polite to me. And so I don't know. That's my experience with them. That somebody else made a different experience with them, I find that odd. I'd have to question how did you come at them from the beginning? So meeting the Tate brothers was a very pleasurable experience, man. Nice dudes. Khalil G says, it's strange times. 21 Khan is beefing with Frollo and all the fitna going on in the manosphere. Khalil G, man, back in December 2018. Back in December, like what is it, six months now? What? Yeah, it's about 6 months. I made that video talking about what's going to happen in the manosphere. And almost verbatim, it's happened. I talked about this a long time ago. It was transparent to see that this was going to come. That this was going to come about and this was going to happen. And that's what happens, man, when, you got... I'm gonna lie, man. I'm gonna go into the monetizing side of the game, but when that's the only thing that brought them here, that's a problem. That Rollo Tomasi monetized, and let's just be real, guys. This is all about money, and we're gonna get into that too because I'm going the monetization route, and I talked about this back in December and January. You can go back and find my videos there. And I was like, I can't do this much longer. I can't do this for free much longer. It's just not working, and it's true. So anyway. The problem is this. You had guys who just came out of nowhere. And then all of a sudden they were experts on the manosphere. And what these guys were, they were like the same type of people who came into Bitcoin. And I said this in that video back in December. The exact same talk I'm going to give you now like I did back then, even though I hate repeating myself. But since this is something that's current, and I'm very proud of myself for this prediction, we're going to go into it. So what happened was, it's like these Bitcoin speculators of the manosphere, that's what we'll call them, Bitcoin speculators of the manosphere, they saw something, a profitable market, and they just jumped into it. And then all of a sudden, these names you ain't never heard of, what's that guy's name who runs 21 Convention, what's the guy's name? Anthony Johnson, and this one, and that one, and all these dudes just popped out all of a sudden, now they're manosphere experts, And the only person who was really anybody was Rollo Tomasi. They wrote off his name to make money and make profit. You can go back, even though I'm going into monetization, don't hate on it. I was in this like years before monetization became a thing. I've been producing free content for years. And when I was like, yo, guys, drop a donation on this, drop a donation, ain't nobody coming up with nothing. When I was like, yo, these one-to-ones, I can't do them free no more. Everybody disappeared. So now, it is what it is. Because believe it or not, it's difficult to stay motivated. I think everybody's noticed that my content is falling off. You know why? Because I make more money offline than I do online. And so how do you stay motivated like that? If you're going to be motivated by something, what's going to motivate you? Success and results. And if you get more results in something offline, well, what happens online? So now with this new system I'm putting out and everything, you guys show me the love, and I'm going to show you guys the love. I'm going to get you success, but you guys got to help me out too. This is an exchange, man. And I don't think that's a problem. That's why I never really hated on Rollo Tomasi going monetization. He had his book and whatnot. But these other cats, I really, like, dudes hawking soap. Oh, we're going to get you this hormonal soap that's going to get you girls. Man, ain't no hormonal soap going to get you no girls. What the hell? They was just doing anything and everything to try and make some bucks. Okay, you want to make some soap and you want to sell soap? Fine, knock yourself out. But we're dealing with guys who've grown up in an entire gynocentric society, an entire generation, multiple generations of men who grew up in a feminist society. And now all of a sudden, your problems can be solved with soap, huh? You done been raised by a woman, went to school, was educated by a woman, then came into society and was told that everything about being a man is goofy and wrong, and that, being a dad and a man and you're a dork and whatever else because you're a guy and being macho is wrong, and now soap is going to fix your problem. That's my problem. It's like, God dang, y'all are horrible, man. And so, yeah, this was visible, man. Money can corrupt things. I'm not saying it's bad. Get your money. And if you have something and you're good at it, don't do it for free. That was my biggest mistake, personally, with Abuamerican as a brand. I did this for free too long. And I can't do it anymore, because I'm not motivated to. If I can make more money offline than I can online, what's my motivation to continue here? Because I can go out and I can get married. quiet as kept. It's not even quiet as kept. I'll tell you directly. I went out and I was on a meeting yesterday for a family. I was out meeting a family about marriage yesterday. I traveled to another city, took some nice photos, videos, everything. Looks like this is going to happen. I can get what I want. So I don't really need the manosphere anymore. I could always get what I want, but I couldn't keep it together. You see what I'm saying? So for me, my motivation to stay here is kind of like limited. So now I'm trying to help other guys, but then guys ain't trying to help me to stay motivated and stay in the game. I still research, I still read, you know. I'm always reading something. I don't even need to read this anymore. Because when I read it, I'm like, oh, yeah, I know this. I just know it from practical experience. It's just nice to go over theoretical knowledge sometimes, because then it's like when I type something, it's like, oh, yeah. You know, there's that click moment sometimes when you read this stuff. But generally, I don't need it anymore. So, you know, the manosphere is falling apart because of that. Because you had guys who are not from the manosphere in it. And then when you listen to these guys, and when you listen to stories about these guys, they are the worst examples of masculinity. Look at Jack Murphy. I had to do a whole video on that dork. This dude is literally, we ain't even talking about a cook in a literal, in a figurative sense. We're talking in a literal sense. This guy sent his woman out to be banged by other men. He sent his girl out to be banged by other men. Listen to me. And he's doing it for free because he catches some sort of pleasure off of it. And then other times he sold his girl. He's literally pimped his woman out. Literally sold her. Was like, here, give me some money, and here's my girl, and then she gonna come back and live with me. He ain't even a pimp, because the pimp don't live with his hoes. He just sells them. A literal cook. And now he's up in 21 Convention talking about masculinity to dudes. Really? What's his specialty? We got guys like Anthony Johnson. I heard straight up from dudes, they're because I get a lot of messages on the backside of the game because I love me some conflict, man. I love going to war with cats. And they're like, Anthony Johnson straight up hates women. This dude surrounds himself with guys who hate women. They're just nothing but women haters. The dude literally is a woman hater. And he's up here talking about masculinity. Let me ask you, now, of course, being a man is separate from a woman, but what's the point and what's the purpose of masculinity and firm, solid masculinity if there's no femininity in your life? What's the comparative then? Because there has to be a balance on the scale, right? If you have a positive, you have to have a negative. If you have masculinity, you have femininity. If you have hot, you have cold. Everything has its balance. What is your masculinity without women? If you hate women, what's the point in talking about masculinity and manhood? That's another accusation I faced here on Twitter. He hates women. Really? Then why do I have multiple women? Why do they love me and why do I love them? Because it's okay. And that's another thing guys will tell you. Yeah, you love a woman. Really? There ain't nothing wrong with loving women. There's something wrong with being a fool around women and then just thinking nothing else matters but your love. You got to be real also. But to love women is okay. I absolutely adore and love women. But I just don't give them a pass, you know? And that's what people are seeing on Twitter. So it's like, you know, this whole 21 Convention thing, man, they clowns, bro. They ain't nothing but money speculators and money chasers. They didn't come into the manosphere and masculinity and red pill for anything but money. And I know it seems like really like, oh, well, Abuamerican. I have such noble aims and goals and whatnot. Yeah, but from day one, for years, you can find on my channel 700 plus videos where I ain't never talked about you guys buying a single thing from me. I've been here for my brothers from day one because I love my brothers for the sake of Allah. Because I like being a guy. I enjoy being a man. And I think everybody should enjoy the luxuries and the pleasures that I've experienced. Because, like I said, I can't marry them all. So I want to see my homies walk around with these big smiles on their face. Them 21 con guys don't care about that. They just want your money. But I went on too far of a rant for that. Hey, what's your job? One of the first questions from a Muslim woman. This is what T.I. asked. T.I., man, I'm like, why, you looking for a job? I can get you an application. I always stick with cocky funny, but we ain't going to go into detail in this. Drop on that email. I think you hit the email list. We're going to go into details like this further on later down the road. But I always come back with something cocky funny. When a woman asks, what do you do? What's your job? I'm like, why? You looking for a job? You need a job? I'll get you an application. I can talk to my boss. You know, I'll pull some strings for you. I just crack a joke like that. You know, I keep it cocky funny. And if they just keep coming back, I just keep coming back. What's my job? I'm a baller, baby. And I pay the bills. I bring home the halal turkey bacon. What's up? Why you got something for me? You asking if you got something for me? Why you asking me if I what's my job? You got something good? What you do? Where you at? Give me a resume. Eh, or I'll give you my resume. I crack jokes. I keep it cocky funny, man. I don't go into that stuff with women until things get serious, and then we can talk about that maybe. Who are the Tate brothers? Do they have a channel? Andrew Tate has a channel. What's it called? Corporate Tate. I got your email, man. I think I'll drop it on your email. Oh, no, I deleted all those emails so I don't overlap them because you guys gotta see this. Look at this. Look at that. Look at the number. Oh, you can't see it because it's whited out. But I got a ton of emails, dudes asking me, how's it done, and I'm just signing dudes up on the Gumroad email list, and it's just ridiculous. I can't keep up. So what I do is I sign them up, I respond to them, and then I delete their email. So I think I deleted your email. Re-email me again and ask me for Tate's YouTube channel, Ti, and I'll send it to you, or Andrew Tate's YouTube channel. It was nice getting to know you. I guess Royal One, you're out. All right, Royal One. Catch you later. DL man, you gotta get crazy. You gotta get a better name, bro. Do you recommend the book you just held up? It's not bad. It's kind of dated, man. This book right here, Practical Female Psychology for the Practical Man. It's a bit dated, but it's still. The foundations of female behavior. Foundations of female behavior. You can read some basic stuff in here, get some basic game, understand like women and whatnot. But it's. Look at it, man. You're gonna spend a lot of time reading it. When everything's up and running, man, I'm gonna get a reading list for you guys who read. But otherwise, everything I'm gonna be teaching you guys, I'm gonna give you the condensed version of this stuff. So if you want to read a lot of stuff that might not be relevant to you in your life, yeah, get the book. But I'm sticking with the stuff that has practical applications on a daily basis. That you can use every day. Because a lot of that stuff you can't use. A lot of stuff is like, okay, when am I gonna run into a situation like this? A lot of that stuff is just dudes, filling pages, and you don't want to go through all that, man. So I'm gonna just give you the stuff that, like, okay, what he put on 10 pages, I'm gonna give you like in a 15-minute video, which is gonna be easier to process and condense because I'm gonna give you examples, I'm gonna give you stories, I'm gonna do like this, I'm gonna do like that, personal, stories, stories from one-to-ones where I told dudes do this and that, and they got results. So you can read that stuff, but then you also got the application, man. Now you got the theoretical knowledge, and then you got to go out and practice it. You know what I mean? Just let me help you get multiple women in the house. You're gonna have to deal with that stuff right off the bat. You know what I mean? You're gonna be faced with that right off the bat. It's gonna be. I ain't gonna say it's not challenging, man. At the start, if you especially if you ain't never been married, and that's the situation a lot of brothers I'm with. I'm dealing with. They ain't never been married. The learning curve's steep, but I can cut a lot of that out for you, and that's the point. I bridge that gap. Remember the gap between theoretics and experience. This is where I come in for you guys. So I got it. I read stuff all the time, but I condense it in my videos. So I don't know if that answered your question. Khalil G says, I understand why the hate is there, especially if you got divorce raped, but it's not something to sustain. It's not healthy. Yeah, it's not healthy, man. They call it red pill rage. If you go back to red pill ideology, and I stopped calling myself red pill Muslim and whatnot, I no longer subscribe to that, because them red pill dudes, man, a lot of dudes are just sick in their heart. And, let me just go on a rant on that. A lot of those are guys who don't have any sort of morality, and so they always talk down on morality. Those are the guys who always like talking bad about people who have a moral code. But nothing but religious, ideological moral codes built the society we live in. Hedonists didn't build societies. They just sit around on the outskirts of society and try and enjoy themselves. They're not, worried about building families, societies, culture, whatever else. We as Muslims, we are. So that's why we're taking over the West. And these same guys are going to suffer more than anyone else, these hedonist guys, when we Muslims eventually take over. Because we're not going to play with them. And that's just the real talk. I'm not saying this maliciously or angrily, but I'm just saying, Muslims, we don't play with hedonists. You go around, you start banging people's women, we're going to put you in the ground, and we're going to stone you to death. And we're not ashamed to say that. because you can't go around corrupting society. And so when they had a chance to be a part of building or repairing their society, it's not my duty to repair society. It's not my job to fix the society. Okay. When there's a culture and a people who come along and do that, understand that there will be consequences for living the life that you live. That's not a threat. That's just, that's just facts, man. You know what I mean? The conquerors always set the rules. And the Muslim conquest of the West isn't even a conquest. It's just a handover. Dudes are just handing it over because they don't care. Because they don't care nothing about anything but their lowly desires. It's easy to get laid. It's easy to have sex. And nowadays it's so simple. You can go out and for the cost of like a tank of gas, like 40 euros, you can go out and bang chicks, dude. They got these like the whorehouses here in Germany where it's like it's like a buffet. You can go in, pay a fixed fee. I think it's like 120 euros, and you can stay there all day and just bang every female that you can find inside the whorehouse. Dude, what kind of society is this? What kind of society is this? What does that build? What's going to come about from a society like this? You tell me that honestly. I don't understand that. Where are you going? So, yeah. I don't know. But anyway, going back into the divorce rate angriness. A lot of these red pill guys are stuck in the phase of red pill rage is what they called it. Red pill rage, where they found out that everything that they thought they knew about society, women, life, and everything was wrong, or taught to them in a skewed and distorted way that doesn't benefit them, and they get stuck there. It's an easy place to stay, and it's an easy place to stay because their anger is righteous and it feels good, but it doesn't take you anywhere. It doesn't get you anything. And the guys who do the best are the guys who take that rage and they take that hurt and they take that pain, because that's the foundation of that rage. It's hurt. And then they use it to modify themselves, their behaviors, and become better. I never had a problem with women in my life, but I didn't really understand the rules. I had like a lot of quote unquote alpha attributes, and I would get the women I wanted, but then I would go turn quote unquote beta when I got in a relationship with them, and then I'd lose them again. But I never had a problem getting women. So I had the cycle of like, hot, cold, doing it right, doing it wrong. And it's like one day I just decided, it's like, yo, what the hell is going on here? Why is this? I did everything right. This was my Qatar experience. And when I started researching, I was like, holy smokes. I was angry. I was hurt. I was upset. I love my women folk, man. I was living with 3 women at the time. I was happy as a pig in a pen. And I did everything right. So for me, I was like, what happened? And when I started researching, that's where my anger, that's where my hurt took me. It took me to knowledge. Because there's no greater motivator, there's no greater motivation for change than pain. And so sometimes guys have to experience it in order to improve themselves, because nothing will motivate you like the idea of losing something you want or you love, and to put yourself in a position to where that'll never happen again. So, yeah, that red pill rage, man, is damaging if a guy gets stuck there. They are similar to SJWs with all their self-righteous rage, but with no product. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Man, these Twitter cats didn't show up, man. I was ready to war, and that cats didn't show up. They're cowards, man. I was happy. I was like, let's fight. I've been roasting cats since, like, yesterday. It's been, like, actually 2 days. Muslim Twitter's been coming at me. Hold on, let me see what these cats are doing on here. I guarantee you they're still over there. I dropped links on specific comments, and they still ain't here. Nah, man, they over here. Oh, no, they ain't commenting. I guess they stood down. I guess Muslim Twitter stood down. I guess I scared them out the skirt. I scared them off. Where y'all at? Muslim Twitter, where y'all at? All them angry sisters. All them, big mouth brothers. Ain't nobody showed up, man. Man, it's always the same, man. call them out, and then they just run like cockroaches when you turn the lights on. Man, in Texas, we had this house, had like, all houses in Texas got cockroaches. You understand if you live in Texas or you live in Qatar that cockroaches have nothing to do with cleanliness or dirtiness in your house. Okay, some dirty people actually sometimes it does, but even if your house is spotless, and my mom was very thorough cleaner, you still gonna have roaches. They just gonna go behind the walls and whatnot, and from underneath the sink or whatever. So you turn on the lights, man, them big old giant roaches go flying, running off everywhere, man. That's how they do when you call them out. They don't ever show up. It's a dang shame, man. I was ready to go. I was ready to rumble. Can't ever get them in here, man. Anybody got something else for me, man? Yo, check it out. So what you're gonna do? Go to the link I dropped. I'm gonna drop it again. Put your email in there. Check your email. Confirm, and wait for that email. I'm gonna get you guys up on game. We gonna get you guys what you want, how you want with these women. Inshallah. DQ says, or DLQP says, I think most people are against polygyny because in modern day society, the happiness of the woman is more valued than the happiness of the man. And you are absolutely correct. But you know what, man, I refer back to Patrice O'Neal, even though he was a massive cook. He used to always say, a happy woman, miserable man. A happy man, a happy woman. And he's absolutely right. I've never found that to be incorrect. When I heard that, it was like ground-shattering information to me. And he is 100% correct. Look, man, women are so dang fickle. One day they want to do this, one minute they want to do that, the next minute they want to do this. They go shopping with a woman. They don't even know how to be happy, man, because you know what? Women are all about how they feel right now. Here's a thing to say. When a woman speaks in an absolute, understand it's not an absolute. How do you do that? Put behind everything she says, I love you. And then, so she says, I love you. That's an absolute, right? So put behind that in your mind right now. That's how I feel right now. I love you. That's how I feel right now. When you put that behind everything a woman says, you will start to understand why they are always looking for action, always looking for fun, always looking for something to do, this, that, the other, because their idea of fun is, or happiness, excuse me, is stringing together a bunch of fun events. But the problem is, it's fickle, it's not lasting, and then what, Ling Ling? Tell me I'm wrong. Ling Ling over here giving me a look like I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Oh, you laugh. Oh, where you going? You gonna run off now? You see, she laughing. So she know I'm right though. So anyway, I was about to call her out. So anyway, stringing together a bunch of fun moments and calling it happiness. But it doesn't work like that, because now it becomes like, we're going to go science here. Stay with me. I'm going to go ultra geek on you. So now when we talk about things like drug addiction, what happens is this process inside the body is called downregulation receptor transcription. What is downregulation receptor transcription? So you have receptors which transcribe everything into let's go with muscles, steroids and muscles. You have receptors, and then you have steroids. You put the steroids in, and then they send the steroids hit the receptors, and that transcripts down into the muscles, and it tells them grow super fast, right? But then here's the thing: you've injected so much testosterone into your system that the receptors are like, okay, well, I don't really need to have like 10,000 receptors per square inch of muscle, because you just put in like this ton of freaking testosterone into the system, so it'd be hypersensitive. And if we keep like 10,000 per square inch, you're going to grow unbelievably fast, huge, in a way that's probably not healthy, And your body wants to protect itself. It wants to maintain an equilibrium. So what it does, downregulation receptor transcription. So now 10,000 receptors turns into 5,000 receptors. You inject more testosterone because, oh my gosh, I'm getting diminishing returns. Because your body is like, yeah, you put so much testosterone in here, we can't. This is more than we can deal with healthily. So then you inject even more. Now that 5,000 turns into 2,500, and this is what downregulation receptor transcription is. Now here's the thing. This works with dopamine. Dopamine also. This is the problem with drugs. But dopamine also comes through what? Having fun, social issues, this, that, that. This is why you see them dudes on on social media, and they're like, what do they call these? Thrill seekers. And they're like walking up on like these big tall buildings and doing stupid stuff, doing pull-ups off the side of buildings and dying sometimes. Yeah, because now their dopamine levels, it takes so much to get their dopamine levels high to feel good that they got to keep on doing increasingly stupid stuff in order to feel good about it. And women are no different. They keep having fun, more fun and more fun and more fun, riding the carousel longer and longer and longer and longer to just feel more. And you can't feel good if you just keep on like pushing and pushing and pushing the boundaries. It doesn't work. Eventually, you hit a wall. And most women hit the wall. That's what happens. They're chasing that good feeling until they hit the wall. This is both figuratively and literally. So, yeah. How did I get on that topic? I went off the reservation there, didn't I? I just started ranting. But anyway, you see now you guys see how much of a nerd I am. Yeah, happy woman, happy life, happy wife, and all that stuff. So anyway, coming back to that. So now, a man, he's happy in a different way than a woman is. A man is happy about his accomplishments, right? And what he does. So when a man is happy, his woman is happy because she has a man who's constantly, accomplishing something, doing better, whatever else. She's constantly happy with that because she looks at him. She's like, dang, I got the freaking man. I'm happy. I scored. So when he's happy, meeting his accomplishments, she's happy because she's got a guy who's doing stuff. She's at the finish line banging the winner. But a guy, when he's chasing a woman's happiness, it's just moment to moment of this. I want to do this today. Oh, I want to do that today. I want to do that tomorrow. I want to do this today. And he's just like, yo, woman, what the frick? And he's losing his mind because it's like she's all over the place. Her energy is chaotic. His energy is structured. A structured person can't find like happiness in chaos. A chaotic person can find happiness in structure. It's different ways altogether. So, yeah. I thought I saw a comment drop. I guess I did. Oh, that was my WhatsApp. People bombing me on WhatsApp here. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. I guess people ain't gonna show up, man. I was ready to war. I was ready to battle with cats. And let me drop this link again. Get on that email list. I'm gonna drop it here. And you guys are gonna be happy. We're gonna get you the good. Boom. Follow that link, sign up, confirm, and we're gonna start getting you this good. We're gonna start getting everybody this life, that they need to have, that they deserve as men. Inshallah. All right? Because I can't marry them all, man. I can't do this by myself. I can't. You'd like me to.
Yeah, shut up. I mean, have a deal, but.
Hey, you gonna keep your end of the deal?
What?
You gonna keep your end of the deal? Are you going to keep your end of the deal? You see, I don't know. Don't be trusting these women, man. You know what they do? They get you to try and get. I can't be dropping secrets, man. I might have. No, I'm gonna drop this secret. This is gonna be the last free secret of Abuamerican. These women, man, they try and get you to like agree to something, and then when you agree to it, the deal's off for them.
No, I keep my word.
You gonna keep your word?
Yeah, I keep my word.
You just said I don't know.
Because I don't understand the questions, but I keep my word.
Yeah, that's how you feel right now.
Nope.
No.
What you wanna do?
What am I do?
What you wanna do?
Hey, you know what I'm gonna do. You know what Abuamerican gonna do. What was I doing yesterday?
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, alright.
I'm cool with that.
You cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure you know what's up. That's all. Okay? Because Abuamerican's gonna do it. Lenny over here, she trying to like. Oh yeah, you know what's gonna happen though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get married again. I don't know what you guys gonna do. I'm gonna try and teach you the ropes, but I'm getting married again, inshallah. Ain't that right, Lenny?
Yeah.
You found somebody?
What?
You found somebody?
Yeah.
She a fatty?
No.
You sure? Okay.
Is she ready?
She got that Kardashian work or what?
I don't know. I never seen that.
Oh, okay. You know what I like.
You like me, I know.
Yeah, no, put on that super dry dress and look in the mirror. That's what I like.
You only got me one. I got to wash
You want
that.
another dress? Come on, man.
Yeah.
What you gonna do for the dress?
Give me one more.
For what? Just give you one just because?
Just
No,
because.
you gotta earn that new dress. That's super dry, girl. You don't just give away super dry dresses. What you gonna do to earn that super dry?
I wash dishes. I cook.
Manika, you gonna do that anyway.
I got you steaks.
Hey, I will take your super dry dress away and make you wash the dishes with the super dry dress. Actually, no, I ain't, because I paid for that. That thing was expensive, alright? What you gonna do for the super dry dress?
You know.
Well, you want that too, though. Come on, man.
You know,
Nah,
100 squats
Oh, you do 100 squats?
Yeah.
When you do 100 squats?
a day.
You do them every day?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's super dry worthy.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, you good. All right, you straight. She earned it. I ain't gonna lie. She a good woman, man. But 100, you still 100 squats though. You ain't getting off that.
You can get extra.
150? Extra for me or extra for you? 150
Me?
for you? Yeah, 150 extra. Okay.
Yeah, you could. Whatever. Man.
You see, look, I gotta negotiate. This is how she get her super dry dress. Hey, if you got a wife, go to super dry and get them like what is it called, a tube skirt or something?
I don't know.
I don't know what it's called, man. I'm a guy. I don't buy that stuff for me. Son. And make her do squats for it. DLQP said, confirmed Abuamerican is an ass man. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I'm Black American. We had an entire song. I like big butts and I cannot lie. Just saying. So, what's up with these Twitter cats, man? They ain't coming out. Yeah, I'm gonna drop this link again. It's like an hour and 16 minutes. Ain't a single one of these Twitter haters showed up. Hold up. I know they watching too. Because the moment I go offline, then they're gonna be back here fighting. Give me a second. I'm gonna drop this link again. Oh, who hit me in my inbox? Who wanna fight? Oh no, this is a brother who wants to be on the email list. Hold on. Let me drop this link. We're gonna try and get some of these cats in here. Oh man, my mentions have been going crazy the past couple of days. Now we can't get these cats up in here. Scared. Terrified. Wishful thinking. I guess these cats ain't gonna show up. So look, guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna systemize this. Everything, we're gonna go through the full workup. We're gonna get you guys a full system from the top to the bottom. What you gotta do, how you gotta do it, step by step. We're gonna get you guys one-to-ones, live Skypes, live Telegram, whatever else. You know, we're gonna talk about this. I got a Telegram group going on, but I'm not letting anybody else in right now. We're gonna talk about like this Telegram group, you know, what we gotta do for cats for that and everything like this, man. I'm gonna be there for you guys like I have been for these other dudes. And guys can confirm, I got dudes that'll tell you I'll get you what you want. Got this brother, he's in London. He ain't even know how he's gonna get married. I got him married. Inshallah. I wish I could get him here and talk about it, you know, whatnot. He married a smoking sister, apparently. You know, I ain't seen her or nothing, but, you know, apparently word on the street is he done married himself a very nice one. MashaAllah. Allahumma barak feek. May Allah increase his marriage and keep it together.
Yes, hot smoking.
Because Cat's telling me, man. Cat's is like, you know, it's a small world. What? I don't marry ugly, so how you get in the house? So anyway, Abdullah Ahmed. One second, let me get these comments back up here. Yeah, secret number one: make your girl do squats. Absolutely, man. She got to do them squats, man. Some of them girls ain't built well, you know. Some of them girls got that bad genetics, man. They just got to get them squats in.
Oh, so you say I'm bad genetic now?
No, you got natural genetics. What you talking about? You just still need to do squats, though.
You just talk.
No, you got to do squats, man.
Yeah.
You get comfortable, start getting fat or something. I don't know what I can't give you no chances here.
Oh.
You like that pasta too much, girl. Them spicy noodles.
Spicy noodles. That's been months ago.
You had spicy noodles in months. Oh, see, mashallah, that's some super dry worthy right there. I was in the super dry store yesterday, so you should have told me that. I'd have hooked you up. So anyway, Abdullah Ahmed says, "What's this lesbian app you're on about?" A brother showed this to me, man. He whipped it out. He had this lesbian app on his phone. I don't know what it's called, man. I ain't a lesbian. And he's like, "Yo, check this out." And man, he started swiping across. We were in London at the time. I ain't gonna name the brother, but I can find out for you. I don't even know why. Why would you want to know? But anyway, he started swiping, man, just like, yo, and it was nothing but hijabi after hijabi, the Yasminas and the Aishas and the this ones and the that ones, clear Muslims. Some of them covered, some of them not, on this lesbian app, man. It was the wildest stuff to see. The brother was doing it real time. These weren't screenshots. He was like, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. And he was showing his match list. He put up like this no picture profile, just made up some like words and whatnot, because he's really good at game, this brother. And so he knows what to say, to make women like stuff. And bro, his match list was just crazy. Bunch of dang sisters on his lesbian app. It was a bro. And there was, what, and here's the funny thing. There wasn't no ugly sisters on there, bro. We talking about the cream de la cream of sisters of London. We talking about the black ones, It wasn't them ugly ones. It wasn't them ugly fat ones with big fat mole, with the hair coming out of it. It was them fine sisters was on there. The wildest thing to see. I ain't up, bro. This is one of the times you gotta back away, man. Whenever I see a sister now, I'm just like, I gotta wonder if she on the lesbian app. Janaid S says, put the mic in front of you. Why is it hanging in the background? I can't hear you. No, I got another mic right here, bro. This one's for the PC. That's where I do like recording for the PC, and I got a microphone right here. This is a separate microphone on top of the phone.
It's a good one, microphone.
Ah! John, what's good, man? You here to hate on me, baby? Oh my gosh. John, man, it's been a while since you've been up in one of my lives, man. They ain't showed up, John, man. The haters got scared, and I don't know what happened, man. So your hating is most welcome. Thank you, sir. You make me feel good that you showed up to at least make me feel good about not having any haters. How is it when your haters don't show up? What does that say about me, man? Oh God. It's good to see you, man. I like John, man. John is my man. I love this dude, man. He's hilarious. Get over on his Instagram. He got the craziest memes. Dude, half the memes on my freaking Twitter, my Instagram come from him. Because I don't really use Instagram for much, but other than crap posting. I just post like a bunch of crap on there. I really probably need to clean it up, but yeah, whatever. I'll put some of my recent travels on there. But I have a separate Instagram for my travel photos and whatnot. But dude's got the craziest freaking memes on there. Got himself some like courses going on and whatnot too. My man is hilarious. Yeah. Yo, I have to agree. John, man, haters are in real life losers. I've been saying that. It's like these dudes who come along and hate on polygyny, these are the guys who are ugly and broke. They're ugly and they're broke. You can be ugly or you can be broke. But these are the guys who are ugly and broke. They can't get women on no fronts. So now they just mad because it don't work. Hey, let me tell you a story. I'll tell you guys a story how I know that they're ugly and broke and they're losers in life, especially when it comes to women. Well, they don't have to be broke. I've seen losers who aren't broke. You got a lot of those in London. Rich guys who are just pathetic. But I came to London, and I was in a bad situation in London. I just come off like a divorce rate. It was a bad situation. I wasn't doing well. I had some cash, but I wasn't really living like how I wanted to be living or how I should be living. And I landed in London, and within like a month, I had 2 wives. In a month. And I wasn't even making money. I didn't even have my tech job because I worked for a tech company while I was there. I didn't even have my job at the tech company. And within like the first month and a half, 2 months, I think it was, I had 2 wives. Now, we got brothers living in London. Dudes are bankers. Dudes are programmers. Dudes are this. Dudes are that. Dudes are business owners. And they ain't got 1 wife. How? I show up in town. You've been there your whole life, 30 years, 35 years. I come in and I just slam dunk on you twice. Bam! Then I catch the rebound, head back to the three-point line, and I'm like, whoosh, drop a three-pointer on you within 2 months. My niggas. You can't tell me these dudes ain't haters and freaking losers. And it's, you know what, and in its essence, that's not even bad. You can be a loser. I've made mistakes in my life, but you know what you do? You learn. What will it help you as a man to go hating on another guy? How's that going to bring you forward? If that dude's making progress and he knows he's making progress, he's not going to stop because you come along and be like, oh, you're listening to that and that. No, he's seeing results, so he's not going to stop. So how's that bringing you forward? That's how I know those guys are losers, because their entire solution to their problems is to hate on you instead of trying to find out how. You know why I talked? The first reason why I talked to the Andrew brothers, the Tate brothers, excuse me, and in specific, the first person I talked to was Andrew Tate. I didn't want to like leech off of him, but the guy's successful, and I'm like, here he is, like 15 years younger than me, and he's a millionaire. I'm like, I did something wrong. So I'm like, young man, somewhere he got the game right, and I didn't hate on the guy. I was like, because you know what? That ain't going to teach me anything. And I was like, Tate, Andrew, what's up, man? How'd you do it? Because I know hard work, and I know hard work, and it works. It serves me well here in Germany. I'm always in some management position, or I'm always in some sort of like position where like now I have my own department. I'm not really in management, but I have my own department. I got a boss and everything, which I'm not cool with, but I'm doing well. So hard work has served me well, but that's not the same as making money. You can work hard and not make a bunch of money, and he's making a bunch of money. So I was like, Mr. Andrews, young man, tell me, what's the secret? What's the secret sauce? The secret sauce I'm going to drop to you guys if you get on that email list. Different one. And he told me. I sat down with him. We met. You know what I mean? We talking about meeting again. Sometimes you got to swallow crow. You have to swallow your pride to move forward. If you have so much pride that you can't learn, this is why people who come to jiu-jitsu with huge, and let me talk about this. We're talking about pride and learning now. Guys who come to Brazilian jiu-jitsu, guys who come to boxing and quit, those are the guys who have so much pride that they can't learn because they're coming in there taking L after L after L. I quit jiu-jitsu. I'm a brown belt now. I quit Brazilian jiu-jitsu for like a year because I went in there with a whole bunch of pride, a whole bunch of attitude, like I'm going to show these guys. And I was getting tapped out left and right. And I couldn't swallow that. And I was like, you know what, man? I was like, if I get into a fight with one of these guys, I'm in trouble. So I went back, I swallowed my pride, I took my licks until, what do they say, one day the hammer becomes the nail. Or one day the nail becomes the hammer. Okay, that can't work literally, but you get the idea. You stay at something so long that instead of getting hammered one day, you're the one doing the hammer. And I started tapping dudes out, competing professionally, Abu Dhabi World Pro 3 times, placed, got medals, everything. Where are my medals? I don't even know where my medals are. Oh, they're in there? Oh, okay. Yeah, my medals inside the trunk. I should hang them up on the wall. You know what I mean? But it took time, and I had to swallow my pride and my ego. You got guys out there who aren't willing to swallow their pride and their ego and learn what it takes to get success. And so what are they going to do? They're going to sit there. They're going to be like I was in that first year that I came to jiu-jitsu. How much advancement? And I got my brown belt in 4 years. Anybody will tell you, brown belt is usually an 8-year process. But I was driven. And I watched videos, and then I drilled, and I fought, and I competed, and I fought on brown belt level in the Abu Dhabi World Pro, and I placed. So, if I can do it, if I can say, I'm going to swallow my pride, and I'm going to be the best that I can be, and I'm going to learn from anybody who has something to teach me, even if it's a white belt who has a move that I've never seen. And you see, John is saying it right there. Brown belt is hard, and it is. It's not easy. You get to brown belt level, man, dudes are on some next level stuff. And I was competing and placing in the Abu Dhabi World Pro. That means the best from all over the world came. Let me explain to you how this works. And this is about ego and why it's necessary to swallow ego. Every single region, Europe has a competitive competition for the Abu Dhabi World Pro. All the brown belts from Europe come together and they fight. And the winner goes to the Abu Dhabi World Pro and fights. The other winners from the North America, South America, Australia, Europe, Asia, So those guys all fought hundreds of guys to get to the Abu Dhabi World Pro. So that means they skimmed off the best of the best everywhere and put them together in Abu Dhabi World Pro. I competed and I placed. Got the medals to show for it. Why? Because of swallowed ego. These guys who won't swallow egos are the guys who quit jiu-jitsu and never came back. He's, oh, those jiu-jitsu guys suck. Oh, I'd knock them out. Okay, until you're knocked out on the ground and he's rear naked choking you and you're on the ground shaking, half asleep. Which guy are you going to be? That's these guys that are hating on polygyny. They're the guys who can't figure out, the system, the game, or whatever else. Or who just don't have the balls to go out and try it. And so instead of trying to get better, figure it out, learn it, they're going to hate on you. And you can't let that stuff slow you down. That was the flip switch for me. I was like, Muslim Twitter coming at me, we need an army, we need legion. Where we got like 10, 15 brothers out of like maybe 100, because I want 100 brothers to be successful at it. But right now, I'll be happy with 15 brothers that are happy with it. I got a brother, he's on my Twitter, he's got 3 wives right now. When I met him, he didn't have a single wife. He was living in Trinidad. I don't remember what he was doing. He's probably watching right now. Beautiful brother named Khalid. I don't think he's ashamed of me naming him because he's on my Twitter and I know him. I talk to him on WhatsApp and everything. And this brother's got 3 wives now. When I met him, he didn't have any wives. You can ask him. He learned a lot from me. The guy was a natural anyway, but I helped him focus and whatnot. Dude's got 3 wives now. He's looking at marrying a 4th. You know why? Because he was like, I need to learn this. My mom is from Trinidad, bro. My mom is from Trinidad. My mom's half Trinidadian. My grandfather is my grandfather's a white Scottish guy, and she's Trinidadian. Her mom is Trinidadian, so I got like Trinidad blood in me. So ego is everything, man. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Abu 451. So these guys are just those same dudes who cannot swallow the ego and understand that you got to sit back. Sometimes you got to take the back seat and you got to learn. But I got a bunch of comments. Let me see what I missed. Abuamerican, how many children do you have? My niggas, I got 8 kids, mashallah. Hopefully, before I die, I get to shoot out a few more. Because I don't shoot blanks, bro. So, hopefully I get to knock out a few more. Got that sniper aim. Egg over there. Inshallah, I have some more. Where there's hate, there's envy. Absolutely. Where are these haters at, man? I bet you if I go on Twitter, I'm looking on Twitter right now, I guarantee you these guys, look at this, I got 8 notifications since that last tweet. Where they at? I guarantee you some haters. Look. Joe. No words, man, just utter disgust. I'm going to drop this link on her, tell her come get some. Hold up. Bang. So Joe said, utter disgust. She retweeted me. And I said on here, come get you some, Joe. I'm live. Come express your utter disgust. Guarantee you Joe don't show up. Who this girl? This girl, Garchat or whatever else, she's been going back and forth all day. Let me tell you something, guys. If a girl goes back and forth with you like this all day, she's got something for you. There's no other reason a woman goes for you and your attention other than she desires your attention. A woman who's not interested in you, she's not going to give you the time of day. She's just going to ignore you. A woman who's interested in you, she wants your attention. She wants your time. So she's going to make sure she has your attention at all times. I'm going to get her up in here. Let's see. They all over here, all over my Twitter, ain't coming up in here. Or they in here just creeping. They're in here just watching real stealth quiet like being cowards. Yeah, no, that's it. Ain't nobody else. Khalil G, yeah, I got some work to do in a minute too, man. I gotta get out of here in a minute, man. I got some stuff to write up. So I'm gonna close this down in a little bit. Man, it's like been an hour and a half already. Ooh. Saeed Yusuf says, Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Saeed. It's refreshing to see someone with no cut cards. May Allah preserve you upon the Salafi manhaj. Allahumma ameen. Ameen. Bro, yes. Barakallahu feek. Yes, I am a Salafi Muslim. I'm a bit eccentric. You won't find too many Salafis acting like me. But I am Salafi Muslim. If people come at me and they're like, yo, what's your dawah? I'm like, I'm on the dawah to Salafi. I'm on the manhaj of the Salaf. You know, I'm on this Salafi dawah. I'll hook you up with our brothers and Spubs and Troy and whatnot. You know, I'm going to send you there, you know. And, yeah, it is what it is. Those are my homies, you know. But I love them dudes to death, man. Some good brothers. Oh, you mean you got some work to do with some kids? Oh, yeah, man. Get you 4 wives, man. That's 4 kids at once, bro. Get yourself 4 wives. Boom. Shoot up. You got 4 kids at once, man. You get them pregnant the second time, bro. The next year, maybe 2 years later. That's 8 kids, man, in like 3 years. Bro. Okay, you better have your cash game right, but you know what I'm saying? It's doable, man. It is doable, bro. DL says, 3 more and you can have your very own soccer team. You know what, man? I got a squad, man. Alhamdulillah, I'm proud of them, man. You know, I got my kids, my older ones, they're, you know, I'm quite proud of them, man. You know, I posted a picture of my son, you know, special operations, army soldier. You know, I'm really proud of him, man. When you look at David Goggins. I don't know if you've seen David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me. David Goggins was a Navy SEAL. Dude went through hell trying to become a Navy SEAL. And he was saying that Hell Week in Navy SEALs was not as hard and as difficult as Army Ranger School. My son got through Army Ranger School. First try. So, you know. MashaAllah. Allahumma barak feek. I'm proud of the dude. I'm proud of his accomplishment because that's not something a lot of men can do. You know, you're talking about thousands of dudes try and go through and only hundreds make it, if that. You know, so I'm really proud of him, man, that he did something that, like, not the average man can do. We need more Muslims like you, Abuamerican, to repopulate Europe. Barakallahu feek. I'm trying to do my part, bro. But that's why I'm trying to help brothers get this. Because it's like, I can't do it alone. I was just saying this earlier. Maybe you weren't here. I can't marry them all, man. I can't do it all by myself. You know? Well, I have all these kids, and there ain't no Muslims out here for my kids to marry, man. You know what I mean? My sons need 4 wives, too. They need this. So, you know, we got to make a team, man. We got to build a squad. We got to build a new tribe. A new tribe turns into a new nation. Abu Respect. There's quite a few Somali dudes that was angry with you on Twitter. That's why. Hello. You know, and it's crazy because I even have a video up, man. For the most part, man, Somali dudes, man, I love the heck out of them dudes, man. Somali brothers were really good to me in London, man. I ain't really got nothing against Somali dudes. You got a lot of racist Somalis, man. But in general, man, the Somalis when I showed up to London, man, the Somalis showed me so much love. It's kind of hard for me to hate them, man. You know what I mean? There's some good people, man. They did me good. They might crap on you online, but when push comes to shove, and real is real, these dudes will come out of pocket for you, man. They'll take care of you. They'll hook you up, man. I don't know why they get online and act all goofy when in reality they know they gonna treat you well. And even if they don't treat you well, they ain't gonna talk all that goofy stuff in your face. You come on, man. You ain't know about Somalis, man. And I ain't even crapping on my Somali brothers. I love them to death, man. I got a Somali brother in London, lives in like Bethnal Green, man. I love them dudes to death. But most of them too skinny to like really be talking about fighting somebody anyway. Let's just be real. They either too skinny or too fat. There ain't no in between, man. So I don't even know why they be talking all that lip, man. This is just crazy, bro. Those just hilarious. But for the most part, man, Somali brothers have been really good to me, man. So I ain't trying to hate on them dudes, man. I don't know why they always so angry. I would respect. I'm Somali, and we do have a problem with extreme Somali nationalists within the community. Yeah, I know, man. Y'all got some. But they ain't never like that in face-to-face. You might meet, like, one of these dudes on Twitter that's talking about, what do you call them, Bantus and this, that, the others, and, you know, it's like, but when you meet him face-to-face, the brother buy you lunch. You're like, why are you crazy, bro? Why are you nuts? You pick one, man. So they generally tend to have good manners face-to-face. But then when you meet them online, man, golly. They're like, ugh. But I ain't got much to say about it, man. Them brothers were really, the brothers in specific, you know, were really good to me, man. They ain't gonna come in here, man. I just dropped links on them, and they still on my Twitter commenting right now. I'm dropping links on them, and they ain't saying nothing. The viewer count's gone up. Where y'all haters at? I know y'all in here. Y'all are like in here creeping in the background. Go ahead and say something. You had an argument. Let's hear it. We have 1 hour and 40 minutes. I've been waiting for y'all for an hour and 40 minutes, just ranting. Where has Nabil Aziz disappeared to these days? I think he's still out there, man. I think he's like more plugging his copywriting thing right now. I know he has that. What is it? Becoming the Alpha Muslim. I'm not sure if he really chases that up right now, but he's still doing his copywriting thing. I see him tweet every once in a while. You know, he tweets regularly. Actually, I catch him like on there every day. Which I think he's kind of slowed down with his becoming the Alpha Muslim side of the game. I think he's kind of slowed down on that. This is going back. See, I don't know if you were here earlier, but I was talking about this earlier. It's hard to stay motivated on stuff like this if there's no monetization. I'm not saying that we trying to bleed the community dry, but people tend to pursue that which is most rewarding. And so if he's going to make a bunch of money with his copywriting, what's his motivation to continue pursuing becoming the Alpha Muslim if dudes aren't going to support him? You know what I mean? And the easiest way to see motivation and success in something is for it to be monetarily, of course. A lot of people don't like to hear that talk, but that's reality, man. Just imagine 2 jobs, because really, content creation is a job. It takes time, it takes effort. It really does. Okay, I'm good at doing this stuff on the fly, but it's still it takes time to like come up with ideas, see stuff, and then contemplate it. But just imagine in real world terms for yourself. You have 2 jobs. You're working 2 jobs. One pays well and the other one doesn't. The one that doesn't pay well is the most demanding, and they want the most from you in terms of your time and whatnot. And the one that has the least demand on it, but when you apply pressure to it and you apply effort into it, it gives you the most reward instantly. Which job are you going to deal with the most? You're going to deal with the one that gives you the most results. And so social media and content creation is similar. This is why I don't have a problem with guys going monetization route, because it's the motivating factor there. Now, what happens is there has to be a balance. There has to be a quality product. There has to be, for the monetization. And that's so I don't blame the bill if that was the problem. I don't know what, I don't know what his story is or why he hasn't been on becoming an Alpha Muslim. But, I mean, like I said earlier in this video, the reason why I've kind of slowed down on Abuamerican content is because it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. People come at me constantly for stuff, but I have no gains whatsoever. Your follower count inches up, and I don't do it for the follower count, but at least it's an overall picture that your message is reaching people. There's no monetary gain, and so it's just like, and then I start applying myself towards other stuff, sales, whatnot, in real world, this, that, the other, and I'm seeing results. Well, what do you think I'm going to pursue? So, yeah. Yeah, that was a good video, man. That was a really good video. He and I did a second one, and I think it's still out there, but that first video was a classic. Yeah, Nabil, he always ends up in a Twitter storm. He ends up in a Twitter storm. He's going to be back in it. Nabil always ends up somewhere in like a Twitter storm, and then Muslim Twitter comes after him. It happens to him like, haphazardly and randomly. It happens just like to me. Like sometimes it happens. So this isn't the first time I've been in it, but it's like, it cycles, I guess. They're going to come for him again, for sure. Sean Patrick says, I always found the networking instead of hating gets you further in life. If only the Twitter nerds knew that. Yeah, absolutely. Speaking, people asked me about Andrew Tate in the past. Andrew Tate was talking about this when he reached out to, I think it was Jay Gatz, about doing something together, and the guy just ended up trying to hate on him. And who is the guy now? Who is he? He's like, why is he hating? What does he gain from it? Oh, my principles. Principles of what? It just doesn't make sense. Guys, I guess I gotta shut this down, man. I got some work to do. These people ain't gonna show up. Oh, look at this. See, now I told this girl to come in here, right? And then she says, yeah, no thanks, I got a life. But she ain't got a life enough to not comment on my Twitter. Huh? So she can comment on my Twitter, but she can't come up in here. Oh, I got a life. Well, what you doing commenting on my Twitter then if you got a life? I'm gonna hit her up right now. I'm gonna make you guys wait for that. I can fire at the hip on this all day. It's just hilarious, man. Abuamerican. So here's a guy. Look at him. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He got like a. Hold on, I gotta look at this guy's picture, man. Look at this dude. Look at this guy. He up here taking like some bathroom selfie like he's a girl. God. Hold on, let me hit this dude up here. He needs to come up in here. He ain't gonna show up though. Any guy who takes a selfie like that, these dudes, man, it's too much. Daniel Hakikatu. I can't say it's Hakikatu. How do you say his name? Daniel Hakikatu also gets a lot of heat. Man, Allah keep him steadfast. Yeah, that brother, he does like some serious battle against like feminist Muslims. That dude, he's like the forerunner of like the battle in specific against feminist Muslims. I'm more like brothers need to get married to multiple women. He's more like, yo, we need to eliminate and eradicate feminism from amongst the Muslims. And may Allah grant him success. Ameen. Gib says, I discovered you on the Bill Aziz interview. Yeah, it was good. Man, you know what, man? It's crazy. That interview did a lot for me, man. You know, a lot of people came out of the roadwork on that. That I have like good relationships with now, man. That was a really good one. Janae S. She has enough time to take a dump on Twitter, but doesn't have time to engage with you in civilized manner. No, of course not, because they don't have anything. And I talked about this in a tweet that I put out, that, you know, women communicate through emotions. You know, women don't look at like logic and reason in words. They only look at how words make them feel. If you can make 1 + 1 = 2 feel bad, they'll disagree with you. They'll argue and fight with you tooth and nail over it. But if you can make 1 + 1 = 5 feel good, they'll agree. Oh yeah, absolutely, because it makes them feel good. And how do you deal with someone? How do you talk to someone objectively and honestly who thinks like that? Where the content of conversation is irrelevant, rather how the content makes them feel. Their idea of right and wrong is subjective to how they feel. And I was talking about like hardware. Like, get this. This is how women are. They're like a machine. And there's the hardware, and then there's the firmware, the software. And the hardware is designed to run. It's designed as a feeling machine. And then the software is an intellectual logic programming. Because women are intelligent, obviously. Women have intelligence and you know, they can think and they can, you know, function just like anybody else. It's proof that they go to jobs, they go to university, they study. They're not stupid, obviously. But here's what happens is, now you have the machine, the actual hardware designed to run off of feelings. And then you have in the background this subscript of software that's designed to run everything on logic and reason. And so when you say something that makes them feel funny, they're like, well. And logically in the background, it's saying, yeah, that's right. But then they don't feel right about it. And so now there's this conflict. And so now the entire purpose and point of the female design is to resolve this conflict between how I feel and what I logically know. And so what is easier? Is it easier to change the machine itself, the hardware, the nuts and the bolts, or is it easier to change the software? And so women change the software. And that's why when you talk to women, they come out of the blue with something and then change the conversation. That's them rewriting the programming. We were talking the other day, and what made me mention this was, we were talking the other day about like the way women dress and harassment. And I was like, look, let's just be real, let's be honest. The way a woman dress does affect being harassed or not. I never said it was okay to harass women. But let's be honest. A woman in a miniskirt is going to have, and like, you know, her boobs popping out of her tube top, is going to have a different effect on men in general than a woman walking around fully face-veiled in a niqab. That's just real. And, well, they shouldn't harass them. No, they shouldn't. But you have to understand that there's an effect that your clothing has. And so now what they did was, because, you know, they know, okay, logically, yeah, that makes sense. And they couldn't really argue with it. they rerouted and rewrote the programming to say, well, you're condoning rape. It's like, what the? What? They literally jumped from like, I'm just saying that, dudes are going to look at you funny and they're going to stare at you, which they considered harassment also. That was in there, staring, leering. If you're in a mini skirt as opposed to like maybe like a jabab or something. And they turned that into you're condoning rape. It's easier to rewrite the programming than it is to actually change the hardware. And so this is what they call reframing the conversation. And this is why a lot of guys, when they argue with women, they just get frustrated and they're like, okay, whatever. Because they let women reframe. They let them rewrite the entire script. Nah, you can't let me get away with it, man. So, yeah. So now this is what this woman is doing. She's trying to no, I got a life. No, you don't. You commented on my Twitter. You ain't got a life. You're here coming after me. You don't have a life. Get in here. Come in here. You got some comments. Problems with us Muslims are we are too jealous of each other and don't support the others. We don't have good tribes and no bro code. Yeah, Gib, you're right, man. It's like bro code don't count amongst the Muslims, even though we're supposed to be the tightest and closest brothers there are. But I don't know, man. How do you fix that, bro? How do you fix it, man? You just gotta get your sub tribe, make your own tribe. Nationalism has destroyed that, yeah. Cognitive dissonance. Yep, confirmation bias. Janae says your video about hypergamy with those coffee beans was also very, very good. Thank you, man. That was one of my better videos that I've done. I've done like a few videos that were just like really, really good, and that was one of them. I did another one talking about YouTube actually pulled it where I asked women if they're actually humans or if they're animals. And that was a really good one that I did. One of my first videos about like the hardwiring of the brains between men and women. I did with visual scripts and like scientific, whatnot, descriptions, whatnot. That was a good one also. I had a few classics out there, man. A few good ones. Thank you. Well, man, I don't know. I guess look, there's 5 new notifications. See, I just posted this link on these people. Now they still here commenting, bro. Look at these dudes, man. Look at this guy. Look at him. This guy, look at this. This is ridiculous. Oh my gosh. See, this is what I mean, these cowards. So I posted on here, come in here and let's hammer it out. This guy takes the time to respond to me saying, come into my YouTube channel. And he says, I'm not coming to go onto YouTube channel live just to argue it out with you. I like to make sure the L's I hand out are public and on the timeline. Like this video is going to get taken down. You see like the mental gymnastics this dude has to take to like mask his cowardice for not coming in here. I'm just going to call him a coward, and it's true. Excuse me while I handle this. Oh man, they make it too easy for me, man. These dudes make it too easy. Yeah, they do. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Who was that? Frank? What was your name? Yeah, Frank's honest. It's true. They're illogical, and they know it. They know they don't have an argument. They know they can't come in here and then like just throw some goofy stuff out and then get away with it. They know that. But on the timeline, they could just like what they do on the timelines, and men and women both do it. They just throw out these weird, crazy narratives that were never discussed, and then they're goofy, man. I give these people far too much time and credit. But that's the point of this video right here. This is their opportunity to get in here and say something. From here on out, I'm just muting dudes. I'm blocking dudes. I'm ignoring cats. When you had the opportunity to come in here and have a go with me and go back and forth, you didn't take it. You said stuff like, I'm not going back. I got a life or whatever. Okay, well, what you doing on my timeline? What you doing? Get out of here. Block. Get out of here. Mute. I'm done. So, yeah. Pathetic. Look, he responded. Look at him. Look at this dude, man. Look at this dude. Oh, gosh. He's still on here responding back and forth. So, he can't come up in the chat, but he can continue to like just drop. I mean, look at that, like 3, 4, 5 comments, dude. This dude is on a comment dropping roll, but he can't come up in here and chat on the same roll that he's dropping these freaking comments on Twitter. Cowards. That's why dudes like this ain't never gonna know success. And if they know any sort of success in a moderate way, and it's gonna be probably monetary, he'll go and get a degree or whatever else. You know what he's gonna be? He's gonna be sad and pathetic. He's gonna be sad and pathetic because he's gonna have everything and have done everything right. And then guys like us, guys like you, guys like me, we're gonna get the woman that he wants. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Met this sister yesterday. Go up into the office because they called her in. We go up in the office. She's not a bad looking sister either, mashallah. You know? Go up into the office and her colleague is in there and you should have seen the look on his face. Like he knew what was up. He's like, Joe, this is the guy. He worked with her every day, seeing success, probably in terms of like financial success, probably more successful than I am right now because this is a very big company. You know, it's very well. I ain't hating on him. But he's probably doing better than me. And he's like, how could she? She brought him in here. Oh my God. You should have seen his soul. Bro, I snatched his soul out of his chest. I didn't even try. I just walked up in the room and he literally, I ain't even playing. He did this like little like, you seen him crumple. He was all up in the chair like, he seen her, he's smiling. And I came in the room behind her and he was just like, nerdy dude. I ain't hating on him. Big rim glasses, big belly. I was like, yo, you should have been top pick, man. You in here banking. That's the type of guy he is. That's the type of guy who's on Twitter hating. That guy who got crumpled, who had his soul snatched out of his chest by some other guy who snatched the girl in the office that he wanted. That's who's hating. That's why he's a coward. These dudes, man. I give them way too much freaking credit and time. That stops from here out. My brothers, all of you guys here, y'all guys showing me love. I'm gonna show y'all love. I'm gonna give you guys my time, and I'm gonna give you guys my attention. I'm gonna give you guys the good. These freaking losers, I'm done with these cats, man. I ain't talking to these dudes no more. I got dudes out here who are good cats trying to improve themselves. I got to give my time and my efforts to them. I gave these people this opportunity. You see what they do. You see what they did with it. Pathetic. Junaid S says, how can Muslim content makers make money? I see the right wing, I guess you meant right wing Christians are making good money, but how can Muslims replicate that? Man, you know, it's coming to a non-scarcity mindset, man. You know, brothers gotta, man, they gotta go out there and they just gotta make a product and sell it, bro. That's what I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna sell a product to you, brothers. And if you buy it, that's cool. If you don't, that's cool. But I'm providing quality. You can look at years of videos on my channel and you can see that I got that good. You know, I've been doing this for years. You guys know I've been here before money was ever a talk. So guys just can't be afraid to do it. That's one of the biggest problems in the Muslim community. We like to shame each other for looking out for our own self-interests. And I don't know where that comes from. I can't remember which Sahaba it was, but he said, you know, when they made Hijrah, I think it was, they came with nothing. He says, and I went to the marketplace to do business. He says, and it was if I had flipped up a rock, I think I would have found a dinar under it. He came out there and he did his business. Provide the people with quality, and the people shouldn't have a problem with giving you something back. Why is it that we try and shame brothers for trying to do stuff for themselves? This goes into wives, this goes into money, whatever else. You always find someone in the Muslim community always wants to hate on another brother for trying to achieve stuff. We got brothers out there giving dawah, like Salafi publications. And I understand not everybody here is Salafi. Some of y'all hate Salafis. But them brothers have consistently been giving dawah for like 2 decades straight. And people hate on them for it. They're calling people to Islam, to become Muslim. I'm one of them people. And you got Muslims out there hating on them, trying to shame them about it. You think if they're going to do that in terms of religion, that they ain't going to hate on you for trying to get married? They hate on you for trying to make money? Hate on you for trying to like drive a nice car? Oh brother, where's your Zahid? You should eschew the dunya. Yeah, and that's a cat that's riding a bicycle. He's telling you don't spend that money on your SL 800 or whatever you're gonna drive. Yeah, just do your thing, man. Make some content, and if you are good at it, Don't do it for free. Because that's a mistake I made, and it set a bad precedent, So I'm not going to be ashamed of it, I know because I've helped brothers. And I got brothers who can come on this channel and they'll tell you I've helped them. I put them in positions to where they weren't before. Sometimes it's hard for them brothers to maintain those positions because then they start experimenting. It's like, yo, I didn't tell you to do that. But, if you stick with me, man, I'll help you out. I'll get you there. But I got testimonials. Cats. I've done fixed marriages, man. I got a 100% hit rate on getting separated families back together amongst Muslims. That's not a joke. 100% hit rate. If your girl left you recently, I can get her to come back home. That's not even a joke because I've done it multiple times. And I'm talking like 8-9 times. I haven't done it a whole lot, but 8-9 times with 100% hit rate? Come on, bro. You can't. 100%. Every single time. Dude's like, oh, she left. She's at her parents' house. Oh, she did this. She ran off. I don't know where she is. And every single time, I got these women back in the house. These brothers are still together with these women to this day. I'm just saying. Anywho. Frank S says, I honestly think another problem with these people is that they are uncomfortable with Muslim men unapologetically showing that they're into the opposite sex. They want Muslim men to be like robots. And this is, Frank S, you bring a very important point. A lot of Muslim men, they make apotheosis of Muslim women. They act like Muslim women are angels and they don't, let's just be honest, they act like Muslim women don't want to have sex. Let me tell you something, man. I've been married more times than I'd like to admit to. I've been married more times than I want to have been. I've never had the desire to marry and divorce so many times in Islam. It's never been my plan. It's never been my desire. But because I am a revert and people, are like very tribal, they're very against you like marrying their women folk. And so you go out and do it on your own and you end up meeting all these damaged and broken sisters and you end up in like bad relationships. Different conversation. But let me tell you something. One thing that has never been an issue, women who have been married a bunch of times to married women who haven't been married a bunch of times, bro, Muslim women are horn dogs, bro. They're like any other women out there. They are freaking horn dogs. And you need to get married to these sisters and put down that wood. I'm being very direct, but this just real. These sisters, they want it. Classic example. This dude, he gets married, travels around the world with his wife, doesn't touch her. They've been on vacation 2 weeks honeymoon. He didn't touch her. Came back, you know what she wanted? A divorce. You know why? Because she wants a guy who wants her. She wants to be wanted. Why do you think she wears all that makeup? Why do you think she wears all that tight fitting jilbab and whatever else? Because she's got physical hey, man. Hey, my girl over there. Like I said, anyway. She got all these physical desires, and she wants to exercise them. And dudes are acting like Muslim women don't want to get down. They do. They want to do it halal. And that's perfectly fine. So go marry these sisters, man, and get down. Don't act like, I won't touch her and she'll love me more because I respect her. Nah, you know what? She wants you to go down there and tear her clothes off her, that jilbab, all that stuff that's covered up. Because you know what? She wants to be beautiful like other women. She wants to feel beautiful like other women. She wants to feel attractive like other women. And they express that through their makeup, through their clothing, whatever else. And then eventually that comes out in sexuality. Why are you going to get married if you ain't going to touch her? No. Muslim women, they want just like non-Muslim women. They just follow the rules. And then brothers make it difficult on them by acting like they don't want it. And then what happens? Non-Muslim guy shows up in the office. He starts showing signals, whatever else. She's a woman, man. Remember, she's driven by emotion. The hardware is emotion. The firmware is logic. The logic starts reprogramming everything. Then you're like, the next thing you know, brothers are like, oh, that sister's committing zina with a kafir. Well, who pushed her there? Why didn't you go up and like, yo, sis, you know what? I'm interested. I want to get married. What's up? Who's your wali? Because I'll run up on a sister like that. I did in London. And sister was like, oh, you know what? I'm engaged. But if I wasn't engaged, I'd be hollering at you. I'm like, all right, sister. I did this in Bethel Green. Ran up on her sister. She was amazing, mashallah. I just ran up on her. I was like, hey, you ain't married. Look, man, I don't know who you are, what your sister, what your name is, but I'm trying to get married. And I know that sounds a bit crazy, but you know what? Girl, you looking good. I think we can make some pretty babies, whatever. I said some crazy stuff to her, bro. Outlandish stuff. And she was really like, you know what? I straight up talked to my dad if I wasn't engaged already to be married next week. I was like, all right, fine, cool. Walked off. Because I got a non-scarcity mindset in women. So I'm like, there you go. I seen this pretty girl here and she's down. Someone else is going to be down. But I guarantee you, the guy she was going to marry, he ain't never talked to her like that in her life. Keep it halal as best as you can. Okay, it's a bit crazy running up on sisters like that in the street, but I ain't got nobody to do it for me. I ain't got a Muslim auntie who's gonna hook me up. My wife trying to help me out, mashallah. Lenny trying to help me out. That's very good. But if you ain't got it, man, go for it, bro. And don't be ashamed to act like, you know, you want to get down with her. Because the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said what? He said, if you're sitting in the street and women pass you by, he said, lower your gaze. And he says, and remember that that woman has something, just go home to your wife because she has something similar. So he's saying if a woman excites you in the street, go home to your wife and handle your business. But the Prophet Muhammad, it was easy for him to talk about this and there was no shame in it. But now when we talk about it, all of a sudden there's shame. Come on. Niggas is on some next stuff, man. They got false piety, you know? Syed used to say, show me the marketplace. He picked up lumber when it was hot and no one else would go. And Barakallahu Feek, Syed. Junaid, exactly. Those Dow brothers were labeled by Dina Tokyo as scholars for dollars simply for advising her. She herself makes tons of money as a hijabi model. There you go, man. We got a bunch of problems, man, but we're going to solve this, inshallah. We're going to get a corner of Muslims, a corner of brothers, and we're going to make our own tribe and our own community. And you know what's going to be here in this tribe and community of Muslims? We're going to be high-value males. And what happens anywhere in any society in the world when you have a group of high-value males? Women want them, and women share them. The 80-20 rule. 80% of the women are chasing 20% of the men. That's going to be us, inshallah. Guys, it's 2 hours and 5 minutes. I got stuff to write. I told you guys, come up, hit me on the email list side of the game. I got the email to write to you guys and get that out to you. I'm going to drop the link here again. If you didn't sign up, sign up. Inshallah, I'm going to have an email out to you guys tonight. Did all this today. Putting in that work. Because, you know what, Muslim Twitter done made me mad to the point that they forced me into action, man. Y'all forced my hand. I'm going to pull the trigger on all y'all. And there's like 1,000 brothers just like me out there. All of them married to multiple wives. Inshallah. I'm going to drop the link here. 1 second, let me drop it right now. Get on there. Sign up. Do the confirmation. And inshallah, it is my plan. It is my very, very much so my intention to get you guys an email today. All right? And we're going to get everybody on this road until, inshallah, we got an army of guys like us. And then when they come for us, they come for legion. Then they're going to just be like, well, you know what? This is normal. This is adi. This is what the Muslims do. We're going to make polygyny great again. Because that's what the Sahabas did. When the Prophet Muhammad came with revelation, the Sahaba had like 20, 11, 14 wives. And he was like, you got to divorce all of them, keep 4. And so the vast majority, a lot of them Sahaba had multiple wives. It was great. Because it was regulated according to the rules of Islam. We're going to bring that back, inshallah. Alright? This is your man, Abuamerican. You can catch me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that, Abuamerican. Don't forget to hit that link. Drop your email inside there. And confirm, and we're going to get this done.